Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Meydan Racecourse here on Thursday. It is February the 15th, 2018. Gonna look at all the races on tonight's program from Meydan, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for race courses around the world. Keep in mind, it's a double carnival week from Meydan. There's racing tonight, and there's racing on Saturday. So get your money ready for Saturday's card, because it looks like an excellent card. The next few race cards before Super Saturday, and well, until Super Saturday, are great cards. And of course, on the 31st of March, I believe it is this year, you have the Dubai World Cup, which is an incredible race card. But this card for the 2000 Guineas card from Meydan has always been a great card to make some money with, and even back in Nadal Shiva also. So let's get on to it. Starting off with the first race from Meydan. The first race, it is the Group 2 Maserat Al Rawaya, sponsored by Jaguar XF. It's for the Arabian horses here, this Group 2 race, going for a purse of $50,000 at your 5-year-olds and upwards. A field of 8 horses going the distance of ground of 1,600 meters or 1 mile on the dirt. My top pick in this race, I like the number 7 horse, Paddy's Day. Gonna go 735 in the TriCast of the trifecta. 735 TriCast trifecta. Top pick number 7, Paddy's Day. 7-year-old horse here. Pat Dobbs gets the leg up for Doug Watson, who trains a 7-year-old horse by Burning Sand. It's 4-5 here in the American Odds, which is not the best of price, but I think you're going to have to take it in this spot. Most recently, if we could ever get my iPad to load, most recently, this horse had a start the 1st of February, so about 2 weeks ago now, at Meydan on the main track in the Group 1 2200 meter Al Maktoum Round 2 challenge. This horse finished second that day by a head. The winner who won that day, Barnamaj, him and Paddy's Day were out front by a bunch. This horse just missed at the end. I do think the 2200 meters was stretching it that day. He looked like he had a lot. He looked that day. He definitely could have won it if the race was 2,000 or a mile and a quarter. But the mile 3/8 was a little bit stretching it that day. He just lacked a good closing kick at the end to hold on. But like I said, cut back in distance, should run well. Only little thing that scares me a little bit is the wide poster, but I do think he could overcome it because he is a bit of a front runner, which is ideal here at Meydan. Start before the 11th of January at Meydan in the Group 1 1600 meter Al Maktoum Challenge Round 1. This horse won by a neck that day, and he was with the leaders that day, quickened up nicely, and just got the head in front. A very nice victory by this horse that day. Major improvement off his start before at Abu Dhabi on the turf course in the Group 1 1600 big stakes race. Horse finished 13th that day, was way out of it, never really quickened up. Like I said, the 2000 trip today should really help this horse, so watch out for him. So to recap my bets for today's first race from Meydan, the opener, my top pick, I'm going to go with the 7 horse here, Paddy's Day. Going to go 735 in the TriCast of the trifecta. 735 for me. So now let's get on to race number 2 from Meydan, the first thoroughbred event of the evening. The second race, it's the Jaguar F-type handicap. It's a handicap going for a purse of $160,000. It's 4-year-olds and upwards, field of 6 horses going the 2,400 meter trip or 1 mile and 1/2 on the lawn, the turf course. Top pick in this race is, even though it's 6 horses here, it's a great quality of 6 horses. My top pick, I like the number 1 horse, Best Solution. I'm going to go 152 in the TriCast or the trifecta. 152 TriCast trifecta. Top pick number 1, Best Solution. 8-5 Godolphin owned. Pat Cosgrove gets the leg up for Sahib and Zohar. This horse is making his second start of the carnival. First start of the carnival opening day, the 11th of January, Meydan, 1.5 miles, 2,400 meters in a handicap. This horse finished third by length. Wide post draw that day from the 11 hole. This horse just didn't get a good closing kick at the end. I do think with an inside barrier post draw, even though with a little bit high weight again, this horse should run a lot better of a run. This horse is also dropping down a lot of class. This horse had a very tough 2017, just looking at the races, running against Group 1 and Group 2 quality horses. Last start of 2017, he came actually at Newbury, 1.5 miles in the Group 3 Worthington Indigo Leisure Stakes. He won by 1 3/4 lengths. His only time this year on the turf, where he went down to Group 3, and he destroyed the field. A very nice, easy victory that day. Before that, in the Grossi Press van Baden Stakes at Baden-Baden in Germany, mile and a half, 2,400 meters. He finished fifth that day by 6 lengths. Really didn't get a good trip that day. It wasn't his day to win. And then again in Munich, Munchen, as I call it, mile and a quarter in the big Group 1 race day there. Source finished second by 1.5 lengths. He was with the leaders that day, but he kind of just couldn't get that good closing kick at the end. The winner just ran a little bit better. In England, this horse had one good race. Well, he had two good races in England. The Newbury win last time, or two back, and the Derby trial at Lingfield, mile and a half, or mile 7/16 in mid-May. This horse won the Derby trial by 3 1/4 lengths, and I had this horse. He was 7-1, just clicking up nicely. Had a very nice, easy victory. I do think in this spot, this horse should run a big one. He's due for a good victory, so watch out for him. So to recap my bets for the second from Meydan, it's a Jaguar F-type handicap. Gonna go with the one horse at Best Solution. Gonna go 1-5-2 in the TriCast of the trifecta. So now let's get on to race number 3 from Meydan. The third race, it's the Land Rover Discovery handicap. It's a handicap going for a purse of $125,000. It's for 4-year-olds and upwards here. Field of 7 horses going to 2,000-meter trip or 1 mile and 1/4 on the dirt. Top pick in this race, I like the number 6 horse here, number 6 Jupiter Light. Gonna go 6-3-4 in the TriCast of the trifecta. 6-3-4 TriCast trifecta. Top pick number 6 Jupiter Light. 6-1 Michael Barcelona's on this one. 4-year-old gelding by Lanhro, an Australian bred horse, but this horse was born in the UK. Most recently, this horse had to start the 18th of October. That came at Nottingham, yielding ground 1.25 miles, 2,000 meters in a handicap that day. This horse finished second by a nose. Lacked a good closing kick at the end. Just couldn't get that good head in front. I do think coming to dirt today, this horse should run a little bit better. I also think he has a decent poster on this race course. Start before the 20th of September at Sandown. I'm on a quarter and a handicap. Very tough course at Sandown. This horse had a decent second place finish by a half length, carrying a high weight of 133 pounds. Just missed at the end, but it wasn't bad run. And then at Sandown on the Coral Day, the 8th of July, mile a quarter and a handicap. This horse finished 5th by 3 3/4 lengths that day. Again, just kind of weakened out of it in the final stretch, and the ground was very, very, very fast that day. The ground is fast here also, firm, not firm ground, but he's getting fast ground here today. I don't think that should be a problem. I do think he's bred to go on dirt. Watch out for him to run a big one in this race at 6-1. So to recap my bets for the third from Meydan, gonna go with the 6 horse Jupiter Light. Gonna go 6-3-4 in the TriCast of the trifecta. So now let's get on to race number 4 from Meydan. The fourth race, it's the Range Rover Bel-Air handicap. Handicap going for a purse of $125,000. It's for 4-year-olds and upwards. Field of 12 horses going the 1,200-meter trip or 6 furlongs on the turf course. My top pick in this race, I like the number 6 horse, Dutch Masterpiece. Gonna go 6-4-1 in the TriCast of the trifecta. 6-4-1 TriCast trifecta. Top pick number 6, Dutch Masterpiece. 8-year-old gelding here by Dutch Art. Frankie Dettori gets his first mount of the year in the UAE on this one. Most recently, his horse had to start the 8th of February, last Thursday of the carnival here at Meydan. 5 furlongs, 1,000 meters in a handicap. This horse finished second by 1 3/4 lengths. He was closing up well at the end. He just missed in a field of 7 horses. It was a decent run. His start before was his best start so far of the year at Meydan. 5 furlongs, 1,000 meters in a handicap, 25th of January. Horse won by a neck. Closed up well, getting the victory. Major improvement off his race before. An all-around great race for this horse. And then in a handicap on the opening day at Meydan. 5 furlongs turf course. This horse finished third by 4 lengths behind Urtajal, who's is on course to go into the Alquaz Sprint. This horse just finished third behind him. He couldn't get that good closing kick at the end. But I do think in this spot, he's run 2 very nice races so far this year. I think he can make it a second win this year, so watch out for him. So to recap my bets for the fourth from Meydan, it's the Range Rover Bel-Air handicap. Gonna go with the 6 horse Dutch Masterpiece. Gonna go 6-4-1 in the TriCast of the trifecta. So now to get on to race number 5 from Meydan. The 5th race, it's the featured of the evening from Meydan. The 5th race, it's UAE 2,000 Guineas, sponsored by Altair Motors. It's a Group 3 race here, going for a purse of $250,000. It's for 3-year-olds only. Field of 16 horses going the 1,600-meter trip or 1 mile on the dirt. Top pick in this race. Gold Town is the favorite at 4 to 5. Don't like the price a lot. I do think the 8 horse, the other Godolphin horse, Racing Country, could run a very nice race here at 10 to 1 and get a piece of it. So I'm gonna go 8-4-10 in the TriCast or the trifecta. 8-4-10 TriCast trifecta. If Gold Town wins, I'll just applaud him because he is a very nice horse. But I do think 4 to 5 is a little bit too short for me. Even though Godolphin and William Beale did win the 1,000 Guineas last weekend very impressively. But this 8 horse Racing Country looks very nice. Godolphin owned. Pat Cosgrove is getting the leg up for Sage Mansour. Trains this 3-0 colt by Dubois. And I also like the pedigree on this horse a lot better. I do like Streetcar Cry, but Dubois even better, in my opinion, a better sire. But they ran this horse last week at the Carnival, the 8th of February. They ran this horse on a turf in a 7-furlong conditions race. He finished 8th by 12 lengths. He was 3.5 to 1 that day. Just couldn't get a good closing kick. His turf races were a little subpar in his past, so I do think on dirt, this horse ran a lot better. And the trial for this race at Meydan, 7 furlongs, 1,400 meters on January 25th. This horse finished second by half lengths behind El Chapo. Wide poster for the 12-hole. This course just missed at the end, but it wasn't a half bad run. He does have a good front end kind of style where you can sit closer, not being a closer, which is not ideal in this race course. So I do like his running style from sitting a little close here today. But that January 25th start was his first start in 2 months. His start before the 7th of November at Kempton, 1 mile novice race. Horse finished 4th by 6.25 lengths. Was just over the even money favorite and just couldn't get a good closing kick. The winner just ran a little bit better, but I do think in this spot, getting to the mile today, coming back to dirt, this horse should run well. I think he could maybe beat a stablemate here, so watch out. So to recap my bets for the 5th from Meydan, it is the Group 3 UAE 2,000 Guineas. Gonna go with the 8-horse Racing Country. Gonna go 8-4-10 in the TriCast of the trifecta. So now let's get on to race number 6 from Meydan. The 6th race, it's the Range Rover Sport Handicap. It's handicap going for a purse of $160,000. It's for 5-year-olds and upwards. Field of 7 horses going the 3,200 meter trip or 2 miles on the turf course. I believe this is the first 2-mile, 3,200 meter trip of the year at Meydan. I don't think there's any race so far over a mile 3/4. So I like these stayers races. You don't see them a lot here in America, but most recently you actually did see a race like that in America at Gulfstream, the Alan Jerkins Stakes about 6 weeks ago or so. The next 2-mile race here in America will probably be the Belmont Gold Cup coming up on Belmont Stakes weekend. The 2-mile races are few and far between, but outside of America, they're a lot more prominent. This race, I do like a horse here. I like the 4-horse Natural Scenery. I'm going to go 4-6-5 in the TriCast and the trifecta. 4-6-5 TriCast trifecta. Topic number 4, Natural Scenery. Christophe Simeon is on the Sage Mansour trained 5-year-old mare by Dubois. Godolphin Doan, Brinkman Bear number 1, which I think is ideal. Most recently, his horse had to start the 25th of January. That came here at Meydan. Mile 3/4 in a handicap. His horse finished 3rd by 2.5 lengths that day. It was just under the 2-to-1 favorite. He did quicken up a little bit, but I do think he needed that race. I think second off the layoff, he should run a lot better. I also think the extra 2 furlongs should help also. Start before the 14th of September at Doncaster. Soft ground, I'm out 13/16 in the Park Hill Stakes. Source finished at 8th by 9.5 lengths. Tough race. He just really didn't quicken up. Was the 9-2 favorite, but that was being very generous. He just never really showed up that day. And then at the Ebor meeting at York, August 26th, mile 3/4 in a handicap. Horse finished 3rd by 2 lengths, carrying 127 pounds. Tougher horses. He never got a good closing kick. But I do think 2 miles here on this turf course, he should run a lot better. He's a horse that likes firm ground, I think. He can definitely go to the distance. Second off the layoff, watch out for this horse to run a big one here today. So to recap my bets for today's 6th race from Meydan, it's the Range Rover Sport Handicap. Gonna go with the 4-horse Natural Scenery. Gonna go 4-6-5 in the TriCast of the trifecta. So now let's get on to race number 7 from Meydan. The 7th race, the finale on Thursday's program. It's Jaguar E-Pace Handicap. It's handicap going for a purse of $125,000. It's for 4-year-olds and upwards. Field of 12 horses going the 1,600 meter trip or 1 mile on the the turf course. Top pick in this race, I like the number 9 horse. Number 9 horse, De Combat. Gonna go 9-2-11 in the tricast of the trifecta. 9-2-11 tricast trifecta. Top pick number 9, horse De Combat. 4-1. Ocean Murphy gets the leg up on the 7-year-old gelding here by Mount Nelson. Most recently, his horse had to start the 18th of January here at the Carnival at Meydan. Mile 1600 meters in a handicap. His horse finished third by 4 1/4 lengths that day. He closed up well at the end. It wasn't a bad run. I do think 3 more pounds he's carrying today shouldn't be a problem. I do think second off the way, if he's short and very nice. Start before the 21st of October at Ascot. Soft ground, 1600 meters in a big handicap at the end of the card. His horse finished 15th by 11 lengths. I believe it was the Balmoral handicap. My record of that race sucks, but this horse sucked also. He finished 15th. He never really got into it. Very wet ground, wasn't to his liking. And then the 20th of September at Sandown. 1 mile, 600 meters in the listed stakes. This horse finished second by 3/4 length. Wide poster, which is not ideal. This horse closed up well at the end at 16-1. Wasn't a bad run at all. I do think with firm ground here today on this race course, he should run a big one second off. Watch out for him here today. So to recap my bets for the 7th from Meydan, the finale, gonna go with the 9 horse. Gonna go 9-2-11 in the tricast of the trifecta. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 and join me here on Saturday for my Meydan preview. Remember, they're racing at Meydan on Saturday. Good luck, everybody.